Hello, guys. It's Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran, and I'm here with my beautiful, lovely, sometimes will make me a sandwich, Yanzi.
Hello.
And today is the day we're here to talk about Kevin Smith, He-Man Revelations. Is he a fake geek boy? Is this a bait and switch? Here we go. I'm a little bit obsessed about this new Netflix He-Man show, mainly because He-Man's not even in the name. It's Masters of the Universe Revelations. Now, some people would say, well, Shane, Masters of the Universe, it's fine, but there's a lot of things. It's like an itch I have to scratch. So we've been digging deep on this. Now, I've heard and been around people at San Diego Comic-Con that said they were attached to this project, that I've overheard conversations about the production of this project, and I'm just rattled by a lot of things. Something just doesn't smell right to me about this project. So we're going to go into a little sort of deep dive about Kevin Smith. Is he a fake geek boy? And we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, let's start with Pixel Dan.
Pixel Dan is showing us some slides that were apparently taken at the PowerCon back in 2019. So I guess it's a slides when Kevin Smith is revealing Masters of the Universe Revelations, ooh, pun intended. Here is the synopsis from the slide itself. So let's have a look at it. It says, a radical return to Eternia. Revelation is a direct sequel series to the classic era of Masters of the Universe, featuring fan favorite He-Man, Orko, Cringer, and Man-at-Arms. The story pits our heroic warriors and guardians of Castle Grayskull against Skeletor, Evelyn, Beastman, and the vile legions of Slick Mountain. After a ferocious final battle, forever fractured Eternia, wow, that's a mouthful, it's up to Teela to solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Her journey will uncover the secrets of Grayskull at last. This is the epic He-Man and the Masters of the Universe saga fans have waited 35 years to see. So actually reading this synopsis, it sounds like it wasn't a bait and switch. Apparently it promised a Teela lead cartoon all along.
I just don't think people thought we were going to get to Teela. That, the photo that aired is the issue.
This is Teela after the time skip, I guess, after when, He-Man probably goes missing, and then it's like, well, I guess I better, pick up the mantle or something.
So if this is your first time hearing about this TV show, it is going to be kind of like a two-parter, okay? And from the images, we have a classic He-Man, classic characters, and then all of a sudden something happens, and we end up with a Skelegod, which is Skeletor with the power sword. We end up with I don't know, he's an H on his chest, a lot of weird stuff here, but we end up with this version of Poncho, Robot Man, Evil Lynn, and Teela lifting weights. Orko a little, little tethered.
Looks a little creepy, actually.
Orko, yeah, a little darker Orko. So what led us to this? And we're speculating that this is going to be about taking He-Man, and he failed. Okay, he didn't save the day, and a woman's going to have to come in and do it better. And I'm not against that, but I'm not for it either. I mean, it was called He-Man for a reason. This was a very masculine boys property. Now, if this is going to take this dive and it's going to be about what if Superman failed and Lois Lane had to save the day, she had to go to the gym. If we're taking that, because there's a lot of things in the trailer, I'm not sure. I think in the article they even mentioned like maybe the whole Adam He-Man, like, split identity thing's going to get kind of torn up and thrown out. It's ridiculous. All of that stuff, it's all going to become the Teela show. And that's where I'm feeling this is headed. Now, where we're going at with this video, it's going to, again, not fare too well with this. Let's get into it.
Apparently, Kevin Smith has been kind of playing up the whole geek boy angle. Oh, I was a fan of He-Man since I was a little boy. But someone uncovered a tweet from back in 2010, and Kevin Smith says, I wasn't a He-Man fan, but Gallery 1988 is running an awesome Masters of the Universe art show. Look. So he is fanboying about He-Man artwork, but he isn't a He-Man fan, and that's 11 years ago.
Right. So I have so many feelings about this. mainly because he's kind of been trying to, of course, say, hey, Pixel Dan, I watch your videos. Hey, this guy, like trying to do all the fake, normal Hollywood, we want your money, we want your fandom type attitude. Oh, I'm such a big Star Wars fan, and then let me come in and rearrange Star Wars to be something it's not. And when I see this, I can't help but feel, Kevin Smith, who has done some geekery work before. He did a really nice Daredevil run with Joe Quesada movies, makes comic book references back in the 90s. Sure, Clerks, gotcha. But what if owns a comic shop? But what if he's a fair weather geek boy? Okay. And what I mean by this is talking about a guy who kind of infiltrated Hollywood, brought in comics, was around to always give a review. What did Kevin Smith think about this? Is he going to come to tears? All of these things. And what happens with that type of person in media, and especially entertainment, is the fair weather. Meaning if it's in fashion to like something, they're going to like it because it leads to a gig. I can't help but see that here. This reeks of it. Absolutely. I would rather Kevin Smith just in his articles about this and talking about this, and anybody that listens to him just say what he said here. I'm not a big He-Man fan as I was a kid, but I've grown to like it. Or just say I wasn't a He-Man fan. I went to this gallery and it won me over, and then I learned to love He-Man. I would feel a lot better if he was at least honest about this going into this project, because what can happen if you're not a big He-Man fan and you say, I'm going to do all this nostalgia He-Man in the first so many episodes, bring you in, and then here's my radical change, is you're really just trying to coattail on the property of He-Man to present your new story that you're just trying to ham fist into an already existing franchise. And we see this time and time again in media. I quite honestly, it usually blows up in everybody's face. It pisses off the fans. It doesn't fare well. It doesn't fare well for the people that work on it, because it doesn't look like you respect the source material. And the source material is there not for you to come up with your unique idea or your script or your idea that you can get produced on its own, and you're just going to shove it into He-Man. Okay, now I'm a little sensitive about what I think is going to happen to He-Man in this. Obviously, okay, I'm a fan first. But let's go into some other stuff we've came across with the episodes.
So they say over here there's 10 episodes, which makes sense because you have the first 5 episodes, which is part 1. And part 2, I guess, is after whatever happened to He-Man. And they have listed most of these actors in 8, like He-Man is in 8 episodes. But all this only in 6 episodes. So
which
I don't
is really
know.
alarming. Okay, that's really alarming. The odds that everybody else is only in 6 and He-Man's in 8. So what? 2 episodes are just He-Man episodes and no other supporting cast are there. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No Cringer?
No Cringer, but we do have a Skelegod. Now, Skelegod that has an H on his chest and has the power sword. Doesn't seem like He-Man's really going to be in all episodes. Actually, I think it's the opposite. I think we have everybody in 8 episodes and we have He-Man missing from 2 completely. 2 episodes completely he won't be in because he failed and Skeletor absorbs him, or he's dead, whatever. Or he just plain effed up and he's written out of the show. Okay. And again, seems a little crazy, but is He-Man's name in the show? No. And this is Netflix that did give us the She-Ra show. So I have to point that out. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm not saying one or the other, but it's kind of weird that there's just going to be 2 episodes of this Netflix series that only has He-Man, nobody else in it. Makes no sense.
It would make more sense if it was the opposite way. So it is strange.
Very strange. Actually, I think they're just trying to hide the fact that, ding, 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 we're getting rid of He-Man. And on that note, I want to remind everybody, sign up is live for Project Rex, our next Indiegogo campaign. As I wrap up the last few pages, the Starlight Cats want to let you know about where we're headed next, and that is Project Rex, and you will hear more about that if you go sign up for that. Also, if you will, look down below, bam, you want to hit that subscribe button. And if you will, leave me a comment, share the video, helps us out tremendously as we're growing in subs, and we will catch you guys again with another video.